Hey, hello everybody. I am doing a quick update about the program that we've completed with the Anglo American Ambassadors for Good program sponsorship, which is the whole school development in the Northern Cape in Mothibistad. So I'm actually currently in Kuruman. We just arrived from Kimberley, where we presented our robotics and coding curriculum for some further partnerships, and now we're visiting some of the schools in Mothibistad with whom we did this program. So I thought I'll just quickly give you an update about what's been happening. We had a 3-month program where we involved the school management teams of 3 schools in Mothibistad, which is right outside of Kuruman, about 20 kilometers north of it. And during this 3 months, the focus is to help them to be able to complete the whole school development evaluation tool that the Department of Education expects from all the schools countrywide, which basically give a good assessment of what is the condition and the governance of the school and what is needed and where's the gaps. So Percy from ORTS SA has facilitated these workshops, and we were able to get a very good idea and feel of the real needs that we have for of these schools in the rural communities. So the 3 schools that we've was onboarded was Ikipletsu, it's all primary schools, Khakasane, as well as Khalaletsang, yeah. So it's been really great. The participation in some instances was really a challenge, but even with that, the one-on-one follow-ups seem to be very effective. And one of the schools really have Wi-Fi issues, like they rural. Like there's rural, and then there's rural, and they were really rural. So they have Wi-Fi, it's not strong, so they weren't able to always attend, and they had to come back to the town to be able to log in and listen in. So these common challenges, we always think it's like they need so much, but it's really not. Like there's the simple things that we take for granted living in the cities that they are asking for, and that what they need to deliver quality education. And that's really been an ongoing process, is to establish what is really necessary in order to deliver quality education in mathematics and science, and ultimately bringing robotics and coding to the kids in rural Africa. So some of the challenge, I had review sessions with the principals of the schools, as well as ORTS, as well as the Anglo team that was involved. And the feedback was generally, I think there's some work that we can do in managing stakeholder relationships and communication, being upfront about what is expected, being clear. It's been such a challenge for us to all transition into online. It's the first time that ORTS has delivered online courses, and that in itself was a challenge. We even started during lockdown, which is also quite a challenge. And the schools were tied up with catching up from after the lockdown period. We even had one school that had to excuse themselves because it was the only high school that we actually onboarded, and they were like ready and all tied up in trying to catch up with the lockdown, what they lost, as well as the matric examinations that was just around the corner. So unfortunately we had to replace them with another school, which was Khakasane, and it was such a good experience to actually get to know what's the real challenges of these rural schools, and what is it really going to take for us to take them from where they are to getting to them to a point to introduce robotics and coding, and they are able to benefit and also build on the robotics curriculum that we want to bring to them. So yeah, I think it's been really good. I mean, I think there was like the participation issues, the challenges that we had. And I think, from a project management point of view, realizing that we have to be more hands-on and measuring deliverables up front, and have very regular milestones that we can tap into, to say, like, maybe weekly, like tap into what is it that we promised this week that we're going to deliver, and was it delivered, and what's the challenges. So I think those things we still need to maybe tie down a bit on that. Especially in rural, we need the resources, we need the project management teams in place to be able to facilitate the value and the impact that we want to deliver. So that's been really important. I think from the Anglo side, it was also such a good experience to see, what's the real needs, and being able to offer that. So, like, we're coming from a corporate backdrop, and the schools being government schools in the rural areas of South Africa, it's run on different models, it's run differently, and there's so much that we as corporate, with a corporate background, that we can offer in terms of our skills that we don't even remember that we have them. And it's so valuable for the people to learn these skills: project management, stakeholder communication, all these things that we take for granted. And what was really interesting comment that came up was how the schools on this side really took the different languages that we talk, not English language, but like how we look at things. And it was mentioned that how open the teachers or the school management teams and the principals were to introduce robotics and coding to their schools, which is really refreshing. Like, we can see that they are hungry, they are aware of the fourth industrial revolution, they are aware that they need to do something, and they want to upskill their kids, they want to upskill themselves, they also want to know how to maneuver and manipulate a computer, they also want to transfer those skills to the kids, and like really make them work ready when they pass them on to the high schools and into the employment, so they can be work ready. With that comes a bit of challenges, infrastructure wise, like we need Wi-Fi to be able to bring that to the schools. Some of the schools also pointed out the physical infrastructure that's needed, which you can understand. If you still have to use pit toilets, if your ceilings is falling out, that's not the conditions that's really working for the people, conducive to good education. And are the kids fed, are they transportation, these kind of very basic infrastructure that we can put in place to enable a more open and receptive heart and mind of the teachers and the kids. So for me personally, it was really interesting to experience this process, to get to know the people, see this is the type of people that we will work with, this is how their viewpoints are, this is where they are, this is the challenges. We have to understand where the challenges rank instead in the form of priorities, because by saying we're going to solve all the problems, it's not true. We're not going to be able to do that. But what are the ones that's really the barriers for transferring mathematical literacy and science, robotics and coding, big data analytics? What's the real barriers that stand in between us? And those are the ones that we really have to move, or learn to jump higher or overcome eventually. So yeah, I thought I'll just give a quick update on how far we are. The program has come to a complete. You will be able to actually see all of this goodness. Ambassadors for Good Anglo American is making a video of our program, so you'll be able to see what it all entailed. So there's some more to come, and I've got another partner that we want to bring on board that's going to help us like really go into the next phase. So I'm really excited about that, and I can't wait to tell you. But in the meantime, that's all from me for now. I wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and a good and a safe December trip. It's almost Christmas time, it's almost time to rest and let all these loads go for at least a week or two. And I just want to show you where we are. So this is the lodge that we're staying for the night, visiting the principals in Mothibistad. This is actually Kuruman. We're staying in Kuruman.